Good people, greetings and welcome to the space. This is Co-Journal, our cosmic playground, our sacred space of love, joy, divinity, expressing the fullness of being. Thank you for being here. It is a joy, it is a pleasure, it is an honor gathering with you all. We're gonna get into the cards, but before we do that, if you're new here, welcome. Thank you for being here, and if you've been with us for quite some time, it's love, it's joy, it's happiness, it's peace, it's abundance, it's grace from me to you. Thank you for seeing the space. The space recognizes you too. It recognizes this alignment, this relationship, this resonance. Because if you're here, you're meant to be here. And I take that very seriously. Cool. We're going to delve into the cards. But before we do, I want to have a beautiful conversation about inspiration. It's a big word. I haven't engaged with the word inspiration for quite some time. I think it's being emphasized at this time because, of course, we are closing out a cycle, a year, and entering a new cycle and a new year. So we are teeming with new ideas, teeming with life. The energy is fresh and it's novel, and we're really inspired. We're motivated. We are waiting in anticipation. We are excited for what is to come, and that's a really abundant energy, and you want to tap into that. But I want us to first ask ourselves what really inspires us. Where do we draw our inspiration from? Because this is very important. You could be inspired by anything, right? But because we are moving into this era of divine union where we are merging the divine masculine with the divine feminine, it is very important that we are inspired by our truth, that we are moving from sovereignty, that we are moving from inner knowing, that we are moving from inner strength, that we are moving from rulership. You know, when you take ownership of your life and you make decisions and choices that benefit you, then you are your own source of inspiration. Your truth is your source of inspiration. It is where you are inspired to take action. It is what inspires you to take action. And that is so important because more often than not, we have been inspired by the external. We are often inspired by people outside of us and things outside of us. And we're taught to do that. And I think it's great. I source inspiration from so many things, from art, movies, music. But for action to be aligned, for that inspiration to really take form in your internal space, it has to resonate, right, with this profound part of you, this inner truth, this inner knowing, this intuition. Because we're not trying to create from desperation. I need to place emphasis on this. I need to stress this because it's that season. When we create from desperation, we waste time, energy, resources, money, because action is not aligned. We're simply moving because we've been attached to, or we've been conditioned rather to attach our worth to action, to doing, to productivity. And productivity has two aspects to it. There's the aspect of action and doing, and there's the aspect of rest, the aspect of surrender. And that is where we source ease. Because when we're coming into action, when we're taking aligned action, taking inspired action, we're doing that because we want ease. If action is not aligned, it's going to create discomfort. You know, we're going to experience a lot of obstacles along the way. And there's nothing wrong with that if that's what you're into. But I'm in the business of ease. I'm in the business of ensuring that if I'm doing something, it's coming from a deep place in me. It's coming from resonance. It's coming from congruence. It's coming from alignment. It's coming from my truth. So that so that my path is easy. So that I walk into spaces that are already prepared for me, that I am doing things that are of deep resonance, that the path is clear. I'm not trying to be confused. I've spent enough time doing that. I've spent enough time moving from confusion and obfuscation and obscurity and density. I'm not trying to do that. And for me, when I source my inspiration from my internal space, from rest and surrender and ease, from the divine feminine, from the unconscious, I'm able to take action that is clear, aligned, and resonant. I'm able to experience ease. Life becomes about ease. Accomplishing my goals becomes about ease. I'm inspired incessantly and ceaselessly by my ability and my capacity and my potential to create a beautiful life of ease, a life that reflects the relationship I have with myself, the fact that I love myself, that I want ease for myself, that I want care for myself. I want to do things that feel aligned. I want to be in spaces that feel aligned. I want to encounter people that feel aligned. And again, that's the key word, right? To feel. You have to feel into the stillness, into the silence. You have to sit there to source inspiration, to really listen to this truth. This truth is your guidance. It is your guide. It is your compass. But you have to take the time, reserve some time to listen. And we don't do that. We're not really, adept at that. But we have to change it, because our truth is going to guide us into the spaces. That's what we call divine intervention. It's divine intervention because you are so clear, so firm in who you are, that life mirrors that back to you. That is echoed back. That is a sounding drum to this beautiful relationship that you've cultivated with yourself. So as we move and action and plan and, employ systems, etc., I need us to remember that you are your biggest source of inspiration. Your rest is your biggest source of inspiration. I want you to work from rest. I want you to work from surrender. I want you to work from intuition. I want you to work from ease. I need us to stop attaching ourselves to and our worth especially to hardship and suffering and struggle. Things don't have to be difficult. Evolving, expanding, creating, building, playing, contributing to this grand orchestra does not have to be difficult. But following our guidance, following our internal compass, following our truth, following that inner voice, following that intuition, is precisely what is going to create ease. Discomfort, for the most part, arises from misalignment. It arises from this illusion, from doing things that don't feel aligned, that don't feel true, that aren't true to you. I'm not trying to waste time. So may the truth be your inspiration moving forward. As you plan, as you action, as you I don't like the word manifesting, because it's just, I'm not really about that, because manifestation is only one aspect of creation. You have the conception, which is ruled and governed by the divine feminine. Manifestation is the birthing process. So if we're thinking about pregnancy, conception happens in the unseen, in the womb, but then the manifestation, the birth, the conscious expression of this baby is precisely that. So, but anyway, I digress. You are your source of inspiration. Your rest is, your ease is, your love is. You have to move from love for yourself. And if you do care, you're moving from rest, you're moving from ease, you're moving from surrender, you're moving from flow. It's a season of aligned action, is it not? Okay, let's get into the cards for today. See the energies, see what they have in store for us. We're not trying to be here for a long time. But yeah, aligned action, inspiration. Where do you draw your inspiration from, hey? We've got the Eight of Cups. Something about moving away, feeling dissatisfied. Yes, this feeling of dissatisfaction emerges when we're not moving from alignment. When we're moving out of obligation. If you see those cups there, 8 cups, that person is walking away. They've invested significantly into something, and then now they're kind of just moving away. And that's a message to move away. If it doesn't feel aligned, no matter how much you've invested, emotionally, energetically, physically, financially, into something, you need to move away towards something new. Two of Staves, which is your Two of Wands energy. This speaks to new life, new energy, a new timeline. In order to embrace something, you need to walk away. In order to embrace something new, you need to walk away from the old. Shed the old. Shed what leaves you feeling dissatisfied, misaligned, decentered. Yes, this is about action that is centered in the heart space. That's precisely what's going to allow you to use this new energy. I mean, this is your Two of Cups. It's relatively fresh energy. This is a new timeline, new energy, new vitality, new ideas. This is you deriving the systems and the structures, right? Conceiving of those things that are going to help you move forward and accomplish your goals. But this is about moving from alignment. There's nothing you can do about there is nothing substantial you can build and create if your source of inspiration is lack, if you're feeling decentered. Seven of Coins, that's your Seven of Pentacles energy. Yeah, a big emphasis on investment. That's what this reading is planning out to be right now. That's what the energy is saying. Mind what you invest in. Where's your time and your energy, and where are your thoughts going? Where's your time going? Where's your energy going? That is your vibration. That is how you enter this timeline. Again, your source of inspiration. What are you thinking? What are you creating? What are you feeling? What is your source of inspiration? What are you perceiving? What are you attracted to right now? You're being asked to pay attention to your internal space, to take inventory of all your resources with that Seven of Coins. Yeah, you see? The Hanged One. A perspective that speaks to you. You have to move according to your own truth. Look at that person there, eyes closed, hands to the ears. They're not interested in what anyone else has to say. They're not interested in what they see. They're tuned in to their internal voice. And look at that. It illuminates their headspace. You're seeing things from a different perspective, your perspective. You're following your truth. You're allowing yourself to be guided by your truth as you enter this new timeline. You are your source of inspiration. The love that you have for yourself is your source of inspiration. Your capacity, your ability, your audacity to concede to your internal voice is your source of inspiration. If you want something, you have to ask yourself where you are desiring from. Are you desiring from truth or fear? From love or fragmentation? Because if you are to build something sustainable in this new timeline, it's really going to have to come from something bigger than what you consume outside of yourself. Yeah, look at that. We have the Shah of Staves, King of Wands energy, supporting the Two of Wands energy. New life, a renewed fire, the power, the vitality, the will to shape your reality. We all have the potential and the capacity to shape our reality, but where do we do it from? We are disempowered when we shape our reality according to the standards and conventions that we absorb outside of ourselves. Well, from outside of ourselves. We need to source standards and conventions that are in alignment with our truth, with the way we view life, our story, our resources. It is the self. It is you who needs to inform the path forward. And that's when you're at peace, right? You're at peace. There's a beautiful energy around peace here. You're at peace with that Four of Swords. I mean, look at that. You know, the person's resting again, moving from rest, moving from peace, moving from ease, moving from your center. The Four of Swords is a very heart-centered energy, moving from your heart, moving from your center. Not from your ego where you have to prove a point and you're scared you're going to lose something or someone, or you have to, you know, enhance yourself. You move from love for yourself because you know you are worthy and you know you are enough. And even in resting, you are abundant. Even in resting and surrendering, you are productive and efficient and worthy. Yeah, this is, oh, we've got the Lovers as well. Second major arcana of the reading. Self-love. Moving from love. I'm not even going to stay here for too long because that's really it. That's the message. Moving from love. Self-love. The love that you have for yourself. be your inspiration. You have to move from love. I always say there's not a thing we can do without love. There's no place we can go without love. Okay? That's a bit of a situation there. So we've got some more cards. Yikes. Okay, cool. Three of Staves. Our third star card. And that star of energy is like the fire energy that we're moving into, right? We're going to see Neptune and Aries, and Neptune and Saturn chill in Aries next year, enter Aries next year. We're going to see Jupiter entering Leo next year. So there's this massive energy that's about fire. It is about the divine masculine. It is about action, aligned action, conscious action. You're aware of where you are moving from. You're not simply doing things. You're not being controlled by your fears and by your ego. You are sovereign. Yes, that's what I'm getting here with that King of Wands energy, that Shah Staff's energy. I mean, that person sitting on their throne, sovereign, taking charge of their lives, their fire. Your fire is your solar plexus. It's your chi. It is your partner. And that is the energy that we'll be working with next year as well. So pay attention to your solar plexus next year. Move your body. Next year is about action. It is that personal, it is that universal year one. It is the year of the fire horse in Chinese, in the Chinese calendar, right? So this is about honing in on your fire, but from inspiration, from your heart, from self-love. And that's your permission to move forward. You can see that person preparing for their adventure, their excursion there. Your love is going to give you the fire and the juice you need to move forward. The courage. We've got the strength card once more. This popped up yesterday, I think, or in another reading. Another recent reading. Confidence. You are at your most confident when you're moving from love for yourself. That is confidence. If you want to know what confidence is, it is the audacity to embody self-love now. To really action that love. To put that love into motion, into action. To be relentless. To be relentless. To be persistent. To be unwavering and unflinching on your journey towards making life happen. Towards making a beautiful life. Yeah, new beginning, the Fool. Again, it's a new year we're entering. It's a new energy we're being introduced to, that we're collaborating with. This is your time. Move from alignment, move from being centered. I mean, look at that. I spoke about decentered energy. 8 of Cups. You're not satisfied. You are decentered. You're emotionally drained. 4 of Swords. You are at rest. You are peace. You're at peace. You are surrendering. Because you understand that you are at your best when you're loving yourself. We really are at our best when we're loving ourselves, when we're moving from love, when we're sovereign, confident. Again, I always say you don't source confidence from external validation. You have to validate yourself. You have to confirm yourself. And that is what love helps us to, helps us do. Love helps us confirm ourselves, validate ourselves, see ourselves clearly, embrace ourselves, accept ourselves, celebrate ourselves. Aligned action is about celebrating yourself. In this new cycle that you're walking into, celebrate yourself as your own source of inspiration. Create that life that you want simply because you deserve it. Be who you want to be simply because you deserve to be that person. You deserve to enter that relationship. You deserve to create and own and cultivate that business. You deserve to shine. You deserve visibility. You deserve to be seen, to be held with tenderness and care. You deserve that job. You deserve that move. Make it happen because you deserve it. Make it happen because you love yourself. Make it happen because it is aligned. It is what your intuition is calling for. It is where you are guided to. That's what love does. That's what inspiration does. Yes, it's a beautiful card of inspiration. The Lovers is a card of inspiration. I spoke about inspiration when I was opening up this reading. Love as a source of inspiration. Do you know how much power that is to move from love? That's why, We're not encouraged to move from love. We're always encouraged to move from obligation, to move from lack, to move from fear. Because love has the power to shift things for you. It has the power to bring in an entirely different reality for you. Simply because you're that adamant on choosing yourself, on loving yourself, on prioritizing yourself. Again, on listening to your own voice, heeding to your own counsel, disregarding the external environment and listening to what is happening inside of you. Trusting that, being sovereign in that. That's confidence, self-trust. There can be no self-trust without self-love, without self-worth. That is today's reading. Let yourself be your own inspiration. Let yourself be your source of inspiration. Let the love that you have for yourself change your life, change your reality. Let it unearth your resources. Let it guide you as you make this new life, as you build this reality brick by brick, because it's time. Again, please ask yourself where you're creating from. And you're going to feel it. Your body is going to tell you. Your internal space is going to tell you. Your heart is going to tell you. This is the era of divine union. We are shifting things from the heart space, from self-love, from that home frequency. That 144,000 is not really just a number, right? It is a frequency that you embody when you find the love that you have for yourself. New earth is going to be created by the people who source inspiration from themselves, who source inspiration from their love, from the love that they have for themselves. Those are the people that are going to be creating the structures, the systems, the businesses, the spaces, the relationships, the networks that are going to drive New Earth forward, that are going to make New Earth a reality, that are going to bring New Earth from the 5D to the 3D. And all of that is going to be happening through love. Self-love. As your fuel, as your engine, as your driver, as your vehicle. Powerful stuff. Thank you for joining me. Like, share, subscribe if this resonates with you. And I'll see you again very soon. Mwah.